Coming up on 21st Century, in Brazil, taking the fight to the drug lords.
They will never win against me. I will never quit.
The man they cannot silence. Hello and welcome to 21st Century. I'm Daljit Dhaliwal. Brazil is the second largest market for cocaine in the Americas and a major transit country for illegal drugs heading for Europe. The drugs bring with them a tide of violence and crime. But one man has decided to take a stand. Armed police make a drugs bust in Sao Paulo, Brazil. A country roiled by drug-fueled crime and violence. The violence reaches right into the heart of Brazil, to Campo Grande, an outwardly calm city in the rural state of Mato Grosso do Sul. In one of the city's residential districts, this household is in a state of siege. Living inside is a man guarded 24 hours a day by a team of gun-toting federal police officers, a man whom drug traffickers have sworn to kill time and time again. He can't walk out onto the street without protection. A guard station installed in one of the rooms of the house watches over his every move.
They work in teams, changing shifts day and night. They go where I go. They're always with me. It's been this way for several years, many years.
The man inside this steel ring is Federal Judge Odilon de Oliveira. Over the past 30 years, he has built a reputation as an unyielding law enforcer. He has put hundreds of drug traffickers behind bars, including one of Latin America's cruelest drug lords, Fernandinho Beiramar. As a result, Judge Odilon has many enemies, and not just among the traffickers. Corrupt judges and policemen would also like to see him dead. In fact, his office has become a small museum of death threats.
Everything here, this drawer, is full of documents related to death threats and planned hits. Here's an example of a planned hit, $200,000. I was going for cheap back then. I still wasn't worth much. This drawer is full of drug traffickers that want me dead. There are lots of them. It never ends.
The threats have become so overwhelming that some have jumped to the wrong conclusion.
In memory of Judge Odilon de Oliveira. I went to a conference and they started to give me a posthumous tribute. I ran to the stage. I'm alive, I told them. They thought I'd been killed like the others. You know, but I wasn't dead. I have kept this death certificate.
Alive and still going strong, the judge presides over today's court hearing. On the docket, a court appearance for a man accused of running cocaine.
This case is about the trafficking of 230 kilos of cocaine out of Bolivia. The drug was being carried in a truck, hidden in a shipment of rice.
The accused man pleads not guilty. It's a fairly typical case, just part of the judge's day-to-day job. It's a workload that has made it impossible for him to lead a normal life, even when he's asleep.
I have nightmares that people are trying to kill me, closing in for the kill, shooting from a distance. This is how I live, surrounded by the police all day. The only time I'm not surrounded by the police is when I'm in bed with my wife. But even then I'm surrounded. The police are downstairs, taking care of me. It's the only solution.
It's not only Judge Odilon who is in extreme danger. It's his children and his grandchildren too. But despite the risks for himself and his family, he is determined to take the fight to the drug traffickers, whose operations straddle Brazil's borders with Colombia, Peru and Bolivia. On display in this warehouse are about 20 aircraft confiscated from drug lords. They are now used by the military police for drug enforcement.
A plane like this can fly in from Colombia loaded with cocaine.
que voo de mais ou menos umas 8
It can
horas
fly
sem
for
parar em
about
lugar
8
nenhum.
hours without landing because the drug traffickers have changed the fuel system.
O sistema de abastecimento. Então colocou aqui, ó.
When the pilot closes these, you have a normal plane. When it carries drugs, he opens these, takes out the hose and connects it to the gas tank to increase the duration of the flight.
Ganha essa autonomia aí.
Brazil has become a major transit country for illegal drugs, according to Antonio Maria Costa, Executive Director of the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime.
Organized crime groups have diversified their routes to a large extent, traveling now through Brazil, especially to the cities of Brazil. And that drugs trafficking through the city of Brazil is creating havoc. It's creating drug addiction, it's creating organized crime, and is giving an economic power and a firepower to organized crime groups that can even challenge the municipal authorities and the local authorities.
The frontier with Paraguay is another gateway into Brazil. Sometimes so-called drug mules go to extreme lengths to smuggle in cocaine. These graphic police photographs show a Bolivian man who tried to smuggle 1.5 kilos of cocaine inside his body. One of the capsules broke open and the man died of a massive overdose. Most of the illegal imports come in by road. Here, an elite police unit gets ready to patrol a significant drugs highway. It's not long before Colonel Joel, the patrol leader, stops his first suspect.
In our check, he showed up as a trafficker. He's already been arrested for drug trafficking.
The police begin a very thorough search. They know all of the usual hiding places, and so far they have had no luck. But now the spare tire is heavier than expected. The man claims he is transporting bullets, but the police don't buy his story. His record shows that he has just served 2 years in prison for trafficking.
We are taking the tire to the repair shop to see what's really inside.
Colonel Joel's instincts are right. A package wrapped in a blue towel has been hidden inside the tire. A significant find, more than 1 kilo of cocaine.
We found he was carrying cocaine and a small amount of crack as well.
In Paraguay, 1 kilo of cocaine costs $4,000. On the streets of Brazil, it could fetch more than 10 times that price. But this drug runner is out of luck. Judge Odilon doesn't believe in letting any criminal off easy. He aggressively goes after the spoils they earn. He confiscated this luxury housing estate on the road out of Campo Grande. This house, complete with swimming pool, used to belong to a local baron. It is worth an estimated $350,000. In between going after criminals, Judge Odilon still finds time for a few relaxed moments during his working week. Every day he goes to the gym with his bodyguards. Now aged 60, he refuses to retire and says he wants to work another 10 years. After his workout, he goes to the beauty salon. He even sees a manicurist.
I am a judge with clean hands, clean feet, a clean head, and a clean mind, but I have a heavy hand.
Judge Odilon has no illusions about the task ahead. Only 1% of drugs entering the country are intercepted. But he's not giving up. His stubbornness has won him many admirers, but it has also bought him a life that few others could bear. A life of stifling restriction and extreme danger.
Eu nunca me darei por vencido.
They will never win against me. I'll never quit. They can never win over a judge who fights stubbornly. They win over judges who are indifferent, the ones who only care about their salary. I'm not one of those. I'll never quit.